Hello guys and welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know, I am Maplimat. I main Smash and I'm at 21,500 RT. That's recently, and I haven't uploaded a new video, so you probably don't know my latest RT. But that's my latest RT recently. Okay, so I'm making a tier list right now, and let's get right into it. So we're just gonna go with the order that it's at. Okay, so for basic, I'm gonna put it at A tier. Basic is decent, it's not too bad, it doesn't have any downsides, but it doesn't have a lot of damage either, right? But with a decent player, you can make it to A tier. I'll mostly be going off the best that a style can perform, and I will explain why it ranks that high. So for Longard, we are gonna go with B tier at best. When you first start Longard, you're probably gonna be like C tier. But if you... Longard isn't really that hard to use, but I heard it's been nerfed recently and I haven't been seeing a lot of Longards, and especially no decent Longards, so we're gonna put it at B tier. Now for Smash. At lower ranks, at like below 21,500 RT or below 20,000 RT, people still start perfect dodging anyway. But before 20,000 RT, it's probably like A to S tier, right? Because people can't dodge, or you can do a mix-up. But regardless of the mix-up, if you can't hit your M2s and you only use the M1, it has one of the slowest M1s and M2s in the game. And I'm not kidding when I say that some people can just dodge the M1 just by seeing it, because it takes like a second to process. Like it's really slow. You will know when you fight those kinds of people, but it's not weird to find someone that can just dodge the M1 based off reaction time. I mean, they're not even predicting anything, they're just dodging reactionary. And when you play Smash and you face those kinds of people, it just makes it fucking miserable. So A to S tier, below 20k RT, and at above that, when you play against competent people, it's probably gonna be like A to B tier, right? So we're gonna go with A tier just because it's the peak of what it can do. But if you fight against competent people, it just fucking falls off really easily. So I don't think you can take it higher than like Unified Champion or something, and that's taking it a lot higher. So let's just place it at A tier. Now for Turtle, I don't see this thing a lot. It just has a strong guard. That's all it is. It's at B or A tier. I'm gonna go with B. Counter. Now for counter, I think a really good counter player, they won't let you play if they're able to read you. It's at A tier or S tier. It's nothing special, however, as more broken styles have better counter damage than this. So it can't really step onto that realm of S tier just because there are better styles with better damage, which we'll get into later. Trickster, we're gonna put it A tier. The dash is broken. Competent tricksters, A tier. Bad trickster players will be like B, C tier. Right. Corkscrew A tier easily. It's a better Smash, by the way. Kimura, I haven't really played against this recently. You can say B tier. For charge, it's really strong. It has a high skill cap or medium skill cap depending on how you use your ability. So we're gonna go with A tier. Hammer, I'm gonna put it at S tier. This might be a bit controversial, but I'll explain why in a second. So first of all, M2's damage is nothing to scoff at. It's pretty good. Now, the reason why I put it at S tier, you know how Untitled boxing game has ping problems, right? So with hammer, he moves the hand away, right, when blocking. When he does that, and you're playing on a pretty decent server but not good enough, that thing is pretty much undodgeable. So it's either when that happens, when the M2 block, when you're blocking and he M2s and it's undodgeable, you're pretty much forced to just back away and play the kiting game, and that's not reliable, especially when you're trying to when you're trying to avoid an ultimate. It's like playing without a block basically. If that happens to you, most of the time though, the block M2 is dodgeable. But when those instances happen, it's easily nested because you just can't play. Okay. Now for Ipo, it's just A tier. I mean, there's nothing special about it. What I do want to tackle is that Ipo's M2 is really fast, but it's not as fast as Wolf's, obviously. Hand slow, S tier. I'll explain why in a second. For the M1, this thing's M1 is really fast. So I mean Smash, right? So the thing is, when I M1 and this guy dodges, and then I M1 again, he's faster. And he dodges, like, he can dodge and then do an M1, and it would even catch me, even if I M1 earlier than him. Just crazy. Wolf S tier. You can just spam M2, and it's not really dodgeable. The game doesn't really allow you to dodge a lot of the hits. The M1 is also decent, but the M2s are just crazy fast, and I'm sure you can dodge them, right? But when the ping is bad, you mostly can't dodge them, and the damage on blocks are crazy as well. Smash has decent block, right? But when this style uses the M2, the block just fucking goes away. So I don't know. It's like a way better style than any of these two, or any of these actually. Bullet B tier normally, A tier if the player is really good. But just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna put it at B tier, just because it's not really that good. The M2 takes too long. The M1 deals like almost no damage, but it's decent, but still not good enough to put an A tier. Shotgun, it's either A tier at best and normally C to B tier. So let's put it at C tier, since yeah, it can deal a good amount of damage, but it's nothing special, and the barrage is easily dodgeable. Its strength lies in its speed though. That's why it has a high skill ceiling. But let's just say that compared to stuff with high skill ceiling like Wolf, Slugger, and Ghost, you can't really do a lot with this just because its activation skill is really bad. Okay. Smash as well, this doesn't have a high skill ceiling. That's why you can't really use it at higher ranks, just because the speed is mediocre, the damage is mediocre at best, and maybe it's good, but like everyone above my rank can dodge it. So if since that's the case, you actually can't even use M2 anymore. You just use M1s, and if they're able to dodge the M1s, you're just screwed. Which is why it's A tier for lower ranks, but for higher ranks it's like B to C tier, depending on who you're facing against, of course. So for Hitman, A tier. A2 S tier. I don't fight against it a lot anymore. But I think that annoying Hitman players they will be S tier. Especially ones with like no skill at all. Who just press S and then just go back, right? And then they wait for you to dodge. And then they hit. Now, maybe if you are playing the other styles that have a lot of dodges, you would say that Hitman is easy. But with the styles that require you to use your dodge wisely, good Hitman players are a nightmare. So it's gonna be an S for me. Yeah, they can wait for you to dodge. But most of the time, if you don't let them do that, if they're even a bit competent with their dodging, it will be annoying to fight against. So I'm gonna put it at S tier for that reason. Slugger. Slugger is B tier average, higher rank, A to S tier. It has one of the highest or the highest damage in the game, M2. And the ultimate isn't that bad either. But I don't think it's good for S tier because it's not as brain-dead as the other styles, right? You have to play it properly, and only the Slugger mains can actually bring out its full potential. So I'm gonna go with A tier. Hawk is gonna be S tier as usual. The reason that I put counter at A tier and not S tier is because of Hawk. Hawk is a better counter. The counters of Hawk is too devastating, and you can perfect dodge it. You can perfect dodge a lot of moves and just bait it out easily. Of course, that can also become a counter to you, but with higher skill cap players, higher skilled player, it's an easy S tier because you can just dodge a lot if you can read your opponent. Now for Ghost, it's gonna be an S tier for me. A to S tier, and B tier at lower skill level. Let's put it at A tier. Now why do I put it at A tier instead of S tier? Well, Ghost is easily readable. It's also high skill cap and you can do a lot with it, but it's rare that you see those kinds of players. More often than not, you see the players that are really easily readable. Oh, it's nothing special right now, but if you fight against competent Ghost players, it's an easy S tier here. Again, only with styles that can bring out its full potential, right? So since we're going with how high it can play anyway, we're just gonna go with S tier. Iron Fist, it's gonna be an easy S tier here. There are like two reasons why it's S tier. It's not as strong as Hawk, by the way, but let's see. It's a stronger EPO, it's a stronger smash. It's stronger than than any infighting style. It's a legendary. The ultimate, it was buffed, I think. You can do it 2 times now instead of only 1 time. And the ultimate does 80% damage still, so you can do it 2 times in 1 round. That means that you only need to survive and then maybe perfect dodge once, and then you're almost guaranteed to win. That's why it's too brain dead of a style. It's as slow as Smash. It does more damage than Smash. So this is a better Smash. The only downside is that your M2 has a damages your health, right? But your M1s fill up your ultimate bar anyway, even without even without the M2s, so you don't really need to play for damage. Since your ultimate does 80% damage, you can just play to charge it. Which makes it a you don't need to main it. You just for example, if you play any of these styles, you will get much more reward just maining any of these styles above here, because they're just better versions, right? Kronos, for Kronos, it's gonna be B tier at average, A to S tier depending on the skill level. We're just gonna go with the A tier because I haven't really seen anyone too crazy with Kronos yet. Its damage is crazy good, but as long as you hit him, it's not that crazy, but it is strong on the right hands. So it's A to S tier, but we're just gonna go with the A tier because I haven't seen anyone that deserves S tier yet with Kronos. For freedom, we're gonna go with the what can we do? It has a smash, it has a hitman, but the block is really weak. Let's see. It has a high skill floor, so skill ceiling, so we can do A to S tier. We can do A to S tier with freedom, just because of the high skill ceiling. But that doesn't mean it's strong. It's actually pretty mediocre if you don't know how to play it. So the ones that need skill are all of these, maybe. Yeah, all of these need skill. These ones you will have way more reward when you main these compared to these ones from below, here and below. Right. Freedom needs skill. Ghost needs skill. Hawk needs some decent fundamentals, but if you can get it to a pretty good rank even just by playing it half-assedly. Wolf doesn't need a lot of skill, you can just abuse it. Hands low. It depends on you, but if you sync with this style, I think you just dodge a lot and then deal a crazy amount of damage anyway. Hammer is also broken. For now. If they do decide to nerf this, then it's gonna get away from the S tier spot. And that will be it for now, guys, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. If you have any ideas or thoughts, then you can comment down below. Have a nice night.